So it's late on Sunday night, and I just finished the preparation of the woodwind parts, just the woodwind parts of Symphony 3. It took me a week and a half to get all the woodwind parts done. All told, a complete set of woodwind parts is right at 600 pages. That's a lot of music that I've been working on. But I thought I'd tell a story today about how I broke Finale and how Symphony 3 exceeded the capacity of what Finale could do. And it boils down to something I've wanted to do for a long time. Basically, ever since I was a baby composer. Probably when I was 13, 12, maybe that long ago, I had this burgeoning idea to write a grand, massive symphony, which is ostensibly Symphony 3 and Symphony 2 as well, if I ever get to write it, Symphony 5. But one of the things that I wanted to do all the way back then as a baby composer who did not know what the hell he was doing was include a sarrusophone section. Yeah, it's not the brightest of ideas. Include a section for instruments that haven't been made since the 1920s. Yeah, but my earliest draft of what I would call a symphony goes back to when I was probably in 8th grade. And I would sit at my drafting table with a giant piece of butcher paper, and I would start sketching out what I would call my Symphony 1. It's not, trust me. But that piece, I would go and I would hand draw every line of every staff, and it was like a 5-foot long piece of paper. And in there I had sarrusophones. All the way back 25, 26, 27 years ago, probably more than that. But yeah, so I finally decided to do it. I finally decided in Symphony 3, which is ostensibly done, I would go ahead and add in some sarrusophone parts. Now, caveat here for any composers watching this. This is a stupid idea to do. Stupid in many reasons. One, nobody's going to play a sarrusophone part. There aren't that many of them out there. That said, I have probably more experience with sarrusophones than any living composer, other than people who are, sarrusophone specialists, which there aren't very many of them. The only person I can think of who would fall into that category is Werner Schultz, who is a contrabassist, sarrusophonist, and composer. But, so yeah, I probably can do this better than anybody, but it's still not a good idea. So, how did I break Finale? Well, the symphony was done, and so what I decided, I was going to add in 3 lines in there, and add in a baritone, bass, and 2 E-flat contrabass sarrusophones. Thinking, a quartet would be really nice. I can probably find players. Maybe. I'll get back to that here in a second. So I put these in, and I'm going along, and I'm adding the parts in, and I get to the finale, and crash and burn. Turns out, Finale has a frame limit. And that frame limit is just over 30,000 active measures in a single file. An ungodly number. And I broke it. I surpassed 30,000 active measures in a single Finale file with the addition of 4 sarrusophones. In order to prepare the full score, which I've got here, I had to then break the file down into 2 smaller files. The beginning up to the finale, and then the finale itself. Which is real confusing because I'm working in Finale. But I really confused Jason Alder on this when I said I was working up to the finale in Finale, then I had to split off the finale in Finale. But yeah, so in order to accommodate adding the sarrusophones in, I had to break the file up. And then I was able to work on it. And of course, by doing this, I have to mark all the sarrusophone parts as optional. They don't have to be there. There is not a single point in there where they're 100% critical. That said, they're going to make an awesome addition because what I'm doing a lot of times is I'm putting them with a lot of the trombone punches, a lot of these real menacing chorales. It's real heavy bass lines, and I'm just going to add that extra weight in there. So I'm treating them much more like brass instruments than I am like woodwinds, because I do happen to know really the nature of sarrusophones. What's more exciting is I texted a picture of a temporary sarrusophone part to a friend of mine and said, I'm playing the first part. So immediately on doing that, I got the first sarrusophone player. Then I reached out and I found someone who could play another sarrusophone part. So right now I have 2 committed sarrusophone players with another 2 tentative, which means I may have all 4 sarrusophone players found, which again, unheard of for individuals, not someone playing all 4 parts, but so that is actually going to be really exciting. But I do not recommend to any young composers out there, any mature composers out there, to do what I'm doing, to add in 4 sarrusophone parts, just for the hell of it. It will break finale. But the end result, I'm kind of excited to know what 4 sarrusophones will do to Symphony 3. So, stay tuned. I may, if I get some sound samples, I may post just to show you what a sarrusophone quartet will sound like. Again, baritone bass, E-flat contra, E-flat contra. So stay tuned on that. But as we go along, I will do more updates on the progress of Symphony 3. Again, we have a real active Discord server where we've got lots of people who are signing up to play. Spots are filling up. That said, I still have a lot of saxophone parts still available, some bassoon parts still available, lots of flute parts still available, and most of the brass is still available. So if you want to come play some brass parts, I need really good brass players. So if you have any questions about writing for sarrusophones, let me know. Maybe I will do a whole video at some point about composing for sarrusophones, because no one's ever done that. Maybe no one should do it, but maybe I'm the guy to do it. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know down below. And as always, thanks for watching.